Namaste, I am Daksha Lamba, studying in grade 11, and amidst us, we have our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Sudhakar Rao, the director of the ICFI Group. He is a seasoned brand strategist, author, startup mentor, and a social media advisor with over 25 years of diverse experience. He holds a degree in mechanical engineering, an MBA from IIM Bangalore, and a specialized program in design thinking from MIT Sloan School of Management. His career spans multiple sectors, including textiles, food, and education, where he has played pivotal roles in branding, marketing, corporate relations, and international operations. He is credited with launching and nurturing numerous successful brands to prominent market positions. Mr. Sudhakar Rao's outstanding accolades include the C.K. Pilachar Award for 2024, the Education Icon of the Year 2024, and has been recognized as the Dun & Bradstreet Marketing Maverick 2024. As a keynote speaker, Sudhakar sir often shares his expertise at both national and international forums. He also serves as a chairperson for the Education Committee at FICCI, contributing significantly to policy and leadership in the education sector. His interests include innovation, technology, design, thinking, diversity and inclusion, alongside his deep passion for branding. Mr. Sudhakar is the author for Wise Views, Lessons from the Game Changers, that distills key insights from transformative leaders. At ICFI, he spearheads branding for the entire group, which includes 11 ICFI universities, 9 ICFI business schools, 7 tech schools, 9 law schools, and a vast online learning program. Being a versatile personality, Sir has successfully trekked the Everest Base Camp and has cycled 12,706 kilometers over the past 3.5 years. I would request Mr. Rao to please come onto the stage and share a few words.
Thank you, Ms. Lamba, for this introduction. I think I have gone to many functions like this. Many people have introduced me, but I think without a single flip, Ms. Lamba has introduced me so well. I wouldn't have, if you give that paper to me, I wouldn't have done it as well. Let me confess. It was a hair-raising experience to listen to a youngster talking about you without a single flip. I'm very, very proud of you, Ms. Lamba. Thank you so much. A big round of applause to the school band that has actually created the initial moments of magic. The moments of magic come unannounced. That is, when you least expect. When the invocation song was going on, at a particular point in the journey of the invocation song, there was a special beat that was unleashed, and that was the moment of magic. A big round of applause to them. I've done many things in my own school when I was your age. We are not going to compare. Yeah, if we compare, we fail. But I must tell you that the school report that is presented, the ownership that's taken by the students here is so immersive for everyone, including parents, for me and everyone, that for a moment I thought that it would have taken a lot of time to train, to practice, to speak, to come here, stand, and do all these things. There is a very clear, conscious display of excellence from the students. So that is the first and very important point for us. Students are the torchbearers of excellence, which is the result of your vision that you have a pursuit of excellence. But above that, there is a very strong, formidable, and empathetic leadership level from the principal, from the director, from everyone who is actually leading the school. So that empathetic leadership is actually leading to this pursuit of excellence or the display of excellence itself. So a big round of applause to the leadership team. And above that, there is another level, that is entrepreneurial spirit, that is displayed by the people who are enabling this environment. It is not easy for very good faculty members, very good teachers to become leaders unless and until there is an enabling environment. An enabling environment comes with thinking much, much bigger and seeing what's actually not visible very easily. So a big round of applause to the entrepreneurial spirit that is behind this school. So there are schools, and there is Shriram Universal School. This is my third visit to this school. First visit was during the inauguration of the school, 5-6 years back, or it's too long, I forget. 8 years back. So the second visit was very recent, that was a month back, I guess, and this is the third visit. In my view, which is considered that this school is truly inclusive in letter and spirit, in thought and action, in word and deed. In every true sense, it is completely inclusive. This is a rarity to find. And this is not a school which is run in the outskirts of this city. This is run in the heartland of this growing metropolis. If you see around, you see the best of this country around you. It's very expensive to run this school. In spite of that, no, that's what I meant actually. You can laugh. It's very expensive. In spite of that, maintaining this empathetic leadership, maintaining this inclusiveness beyond lip service, beyond the vision statements, in their activities embedded into their classroom, and also on activities like this, then clubs, so on and so forth, is amazing. So that's why I say there are schools, and there is a Shriram Universal School, and it is truly inclusive in every single sense, and I'm very happy to be here this evening. Good evening to all the parents. Namaste. I was listening to the former president of France when he was in India, in Mumbai, and there was somebody who was asking him a question, and that question was very interesting. Why do you have stringent rules for people who enter into the beaches in France? There was a very controversial question, but then he handled it very well. The answer was, when I invite you to my place, you will have to follow my customs. You come home for dinner, you will have to follow a few rules. You are my guest, so you have to come in my dress, my culture, so on and so forth. Dr. Jyoti Reddy, I have completely complied with that. But when I go to your country, when I go to your home, I will also follow your rules. If your country says I have to wear a full dress, I will do that. But if my country says you don't have to wear anything, then you will have to comply with that as well. That's what President said. That was very controversial. But here, I complied with the theme, and I tried wearing the dress that you wanted me to wear. Hope I managed, but I'm always watchful. It's not easy. The bottom wear is very difficult. So friends, what do I do when I go to these schools and colleges and institutions, and when we speak to the parents? It's very important that you have to cut down what you wanted to ever speak, because you have already come late. So people who arrive late will actually forfeit their time to some extent. And therefore, I'll reduce to two very important stories. The first one is very small and simple. The student's age, for example, I was probably in 7th or 8th at the time when my annual day was going on, and the guest of honor was the district collector and his wife. So they walked in. They did not walk in late. They walked in time. And I was quite impressed. And at that moment, in 7th, I thought that I should study well and become a district collector. So that was point number one. Around 11th or 12th, we were taken on an excursion to Mumbai. and we were taken to the Raj Bhavan, that's where the governor stays. So at that time, the governor was Kasu Brahmananda Reddy Garu. He's a very well-known personality in the political history of this state. So we walked into the Raj Bhavan, and all the kids were ushered in. We stayed there, we spoke to them, they gave rasna, I still remember. And the governor's wife spoke to us in Telugu and asked us to come inside and sit. Looking at the expanse of Raj Bhavan, I thought I should become the governor of Maharashtra. So this creeping greed syndrome of aspirations kept on growing. And then I did not follow any of those things, because as you grow, the aspirations change. Sometimes the contexts are different, sometimes the situations are different, and then your career opportunities are multiple, and therefore, whatever suits you at that point in time, you would actually branch off into a career that happens to be completely new. And that's what I did. Now, the second story is, there is Ram and Shyam. Have you heard Ram and Shyam stories? All the time, right? Before that, there is a hygiene question. Anybody knows me from the audience? Who is that? Okay, you don't have to answer that. The first principle is to scan your environment and see if anybody knows you, so that you speak something different. Well, but I'm still going to stick to Ram and Shyam stories. My Ram and Shyam stories are pretty different. So there is this Ram who has got a dog, and he goes in the morning for a walk. He wakes up at 5 a.m., he actually cleans up himself, and then gets ready with the dog. There is a leash and everything, and he wears a special attire every day, and he takes the dog for a walk. How many of you have seen people actually walking with the dog in the morning? I'm sure you would have seen. How many of you have dogs to take out for a walk? Please raise hands. I'm not going to say anything obnoxious. Yeah, good. Keep raising your hand. Thank you. So Ram is interested in taking the dog out for a walk in the morning, and he wants the passers-by to look at him and his dog and then give a glance of appreciation all the time. His desire is to seek appreciation. There's nothing wrong in that. So he has been walking in the lane, and one day he decides that appreciation, sometimes the claps are not enough, so we ask you to clap more, like that. So he thought his appreciation should be much more. So Ram decided that everyone should think that my dog is not a dog, but my dog is a tiger that I'm walking with. That's the desire he has got. That's the aspiration he's got. So he goes to Amirpet. How many of you know Amirpet? A lot of you people know Amirpet. In Amirpet, all kinds of products are available. Except aeroplanes, everything else is available. So he goes to one of the shops which sells wigs, and he purchases a wig of a tiger and puts it on the dog and takes it for a walk next morning, thinking that all the passers-by look at the dog and say, oh, Ram is walking with a tiger. And that's the desired expectation for him. That's the desired appreciation for him. So he takes the dog for a walk, and next day everyone turns their heads and says, wow, what is this new dog? Or what is this new beast? There's a wonder. The first instance is that there's a great attention, and everyone is looking at that. So day one passes fully. He comes back, puts it on social media, and feels very happy about himself. Day two, again, equally good. New walkers have joined. Few of them actually turn back and say, wow, they have expressed even loudly. Now he puts that again on social media, and he feels very happy. Day three, he walks, and then at one point in time, at say around 5:45 or 6 a.m., the street dogs or the fellow dogs, they look at this animal which is walking, and they decide to actually bark at this dog, Ram's dog, because they can see through. The dogs can actually see through. So they bark at this dog, and immediately at that instance, this dog meekishly puts the tail behind the legs, and then hides under a white Innova car that is parked on the pavement. And then it runs and hides itself. So with great difficulty, Ram goes there and pats the dog and brings it out and takes it inside. He doesn't want to write about this on his Facebook anymore because that was a negative kind of an incident. He was thinking about it and he was feeling bad. So this is about Ram. In the same apartments, in the same colony, there is Shyam. Obviously, Shyam has to come now. So Shyam also has got a dog. And Shyam also would love to actually take the dog for a walk. And what he says is he doesn't go every day. He goes regularly, but not every day. Ram has gone to Nanakramguda. From wherever he has gone to Nanakramguda and he has identified a good dog trainer. And he has heard the stories of dog training. He has actually put in a lot of effort to understand, read upon internet, and then how internationally they do, how do they make dogs stronger. He's read up everything. And then he has gone back and he's giving training at home. And after a few days of training, he is confident and he takes the dog out for a walk. Shyam is now taking his dog for a walk. When he goes on the street, nobody notices that dog. But Shyam is very confident that he is taking a dog which is much more than a dog. It's a very powerful dog. It's a very strong dog. A dog with a lot of confidence and the doggedness. So Shyam is walking with his dog in Zek Colony, street number 3. He is walking past all the morning walkers. And one day, those 3-4 street dogs, they decide to actually bark at Shyam's dog. You know what happens now? When these dogs are barking at Shyam's dog, the Shyam's dog actually doesn't respond. Unmindful of these barkings around, it walks like a tiger in its own poise, in its own grandeur, and it goes forward and forward and forward, and Shyam doesn't bother at all. But as it moves forward after half a kilometer, these dogs actually unite. They make signals and howls to other dogs, and all of them come around and say, let's try and chase this dog, which is acting funny. So the Shyam's dog is now up for a battle. So when 4 or 5 dogs or 6 dogs come together and try very close to this dog, Shyam's dog, and bark at this dog, you know what happened? This dog lunges forward and gives one big shout, one big bark, and all the 6 dogs run helter-skelter. And then it quickly comes back to Shyam, and again it continues to walk like a tiger. And Shyam and his dog, they go back home, and they are now, Ram's dog is in Ram's place, Shyam's dog is in Shyam's place. So what is the lesson? What is the story actually I'm arriving at? I'm arriving at 3 things. And this is the story of branding. The story of the branding is, whether it is for an organization, for an individual, for an NGO, for a country, or for anyone, the basic principles are same, and they are 3. And it has to be sequential. Being is extremely important. Supposing you want to be a tiger, you need to acquire the competencies, skills, strengths, character, so on and so forth. So being is extremely important. That should be the first place. Second one is behavior. When situation demands, if you are a karate black belt, and if there is a situation that demands you on the street to actually respond with that skill, you will have to display that. So that's the behavior as situation demands. Only when you have the competence, you can actually behave like one. Not just by merely watching Bollywood movies, you can think that you are a Salman Khan. You cannot. You have to acquire the competence, you have to build yourself, you have to be very strong, you should be trained and all those things. And when situation demands, you have to behave accordingly. And the third one is, then tell the world, that is called broadcasting, that you are a real tiger. Even before you start telling the world, that world tells you that you have those qualities. Hey, Shyam's dog is like a tiger. Whereas Ram wanted, even before any competency is built in, he wanted his dog to be treated as tiger. So he started with broadcasting first. The last element he started with that. And therefore, it did not work. Whereas Shyam started in a particular sequence of competence and then behavior and then telling the world, it worked amazingly well. So branding also will have to evolve in this sequence of building competence and aspiration and character, followed by behavior and followed by telling the world that you are a good person or you are a great person. Then it works extremely well, whether it is for an organization, whether it is for an institution, for an individual, for a company, so on and so forth, for anyone. So the Ram and Shyam story is helping us unfold what should be done first and what should be done in the right way and what kind of aspirations we should have. So that's the story for this evening, and I hope we will be able to mold our careers, mold ourselves as per the 3Bs principle. And this 3Bs principle is part of my research thesis on branding, and I generally, during my workshops, I tell these stories. So that's the reason I was asking if anybody knows me here. There are chances that they would have heard this story, so that's the reason I was asking for them to raise their hand. So I hope it works, and it does work. There is an empirical evidence that it works, and I hope all the students here. Is it easy to stand for such a long time? I hope all the students here, principals, teachers, academic fraternity, administrative staff and everyone would continue to do extremely well. But there is one momentous occasion this evening. I am told that this is the founding 12th grade batch that we are starting this year. And I wish mountains of success. For you people are going to get into the mad world, which is very difficult, merciless and tough. We have to stay competitive, we have to plan our career properly, we have to have right aspirations, and we need to launch ourselves appropriately into this world. Once you graduate from Shriram Universal School, I wish you all the best, and you'll have all the blessings of the collective parent fraternity sitting here for the 12th grade of Shriram Universal School, Nanak Ramguda. On behalf of everyone, on behalf of my own family, I have 2 kids. Both of them are daughters. My wife who is here, I don't want to talk about my wife so much. She is an entity into herself. She is not here because of me. She is here because of herself. And she was a student leader. She did many programs like you guys have done. I was not a student leader. My daughter is also a student leader. And there's no wonder that 3 women at home now. So they lead and we follow. That's fantastic. I'm very happy that it is working very well for everyone. So on behalf of my own family, I wish you all a very great career ahead. And thank you so much for calling me here. And your patient listening is also a very important step for me to have spoken for so long. Thank you so much, and namaste.